Adding the switches to your flipper rods and plunger. So you'll need your pinball machine, 3 micro switches, 2, 3, sorry to anyone who speaks Spanish because I probably brutalized your language, and 40 millimeters of double-sided tape. Well, you only need 30 for this, keep the extra 10 for later. So your switches need to click when this flipper is fully depressed. So right here where it is, not good enough, it's not touching. We need to move it in until we hear that magical clicking right at the end of its movement. So now I've got a pretty good spot. I'm going to keep it there and use my pencil. This pencil's huge, yours doesn't need to be like that. And just mark exactly where I want this switch to be. So then when I use the tape, I can see my switch needs to line up with that block. I can just check once more. Happy clicks. Now we use 10 millimeters of this tape, a tiny square. You don't need to go crazy, it will do you no good. Cut a square of tape off. See, this is a square. Well, it's actually a rectangle. It was meant to be a square. Put it on to the back of your switch. So now this is a switch with a square attached. Pretty useful, right? Not really. Peel the tape off at the back. That's the blue layer. And this is where you earn it. Like that. Line your switch up, don't drop it, bad idea. Line your switch up with the square and carefully press it down to exactly where you want it. If you get it right, you'll have a switch that clicks like that, ready for soldering. Repeat the process for this flipper, which I will do really quickly. So depress the flipper fully, line the switch up till it makes a nice click. Grab your pencil, mark exactly where you want the switch to be. Then grab a square of tape. I'm going to go tiny rectangle this time. Put tape onto the switch. Once that's done, peel the blue layer off. Then carefully place the switch exactly where you planned and press it down. Again, test. You should have 2 tactile buttons. Last button is for the plunger. This one's a little more complicated. It's going to go in under the elastic band like this. So the button is always depressed and it unclicks when you pull the plunger. Unclicks. So it's always clicked until you pull the plunger down. So it needs to sit in there on top, but push down far enough that it's clicked. Come out, little buddy. You may want to take your elastic bands out the way for this. So, plunger all the way in, button depressed, mark it. Then, same process again, tiny square of sticky tape. Or even tinier rectangle, onto your switch. And then your switch is going to go in there, so when the plunger's forward, it is clicked. Blue tape away. Oh, this blue tape is evil. Up. Now, mine doesn't work. I put it too far up. So carefully peel it off. Move it down a little further. And reseat it. That's better. Job done. Once that tape's hardened, we'll be able to put the elastic band back on and all will be well.